You can't put it all together.
I was going to give you more compliments, but I'm going to take a couple back. But Emmanuel Immaculate Acho. Dog, I ain't going to lie.
Like that.
You won't get better than today right now. I'm looking at you right now with your prep school picture looking. All right, let's get it started with two quarterbacks with a lot on the line this weekend. I'm so jealous. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield, who's coming off a 3-fumble performance and a loss to the Jets. But he can still lead his Browns to their first playoff appearance in nearly 20 years with a win against the Steelers Sunday. While in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson's Ravens are peaking at the right time with 4 straight wins. They're the 6th seed now and can clinch a spot with the win over the Bengals. So Immaculate, which quarterback needs a playoff berth more, Baker or Lamar?
So, first off, let me say it like this. I don't tell you how much I appreciate you. I don't.
What do you mean you don't? You have never. Don't act like you do it here and there.
I appreciate you. And I appreciate this show because it's about to be a good conversation.
Well, okay.
Every now and then I start prepping my notes and I'm like, okay, Marcella's going to go here, so I got to go there.
Yeah.
Marcella's going to go high, so I got to go low. He's going to go low, so I got to go high.
You know me.
I'm ready for this one. Who needs a playoff berth more? Lamar Jackson. Easily Lamar Jackson. Lamar desperately needs this playoff berth more. I have so many layers, again, like a wedding cake. I don't know where to start, but I'm going to start here. I've said this before. Expectations minus reality equals disappointment. So y'all at home digest that. Expectations minus reality equals disappointment. Who had higher expectations this season? Obviously, the unanimous MVP, Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
His expectations were significantly higher than Baker Mayfield. Then we're asking the question of the same reality, missing the playoffs. So if Lamar had higher expectations and we're asking the same question of their reality, missing the playoffs, the disappointment is just easy. But I'm not going to bog you down with a mathematical equation because let me get to it. In football, you have to pass certain check marks. In Mario, when we was all growing up, you had to pass certain levels before you could get to Bowser. Right? Remember, Bowser was the final guy. That was the final stage.
You lost me at Miss Pac-Man. You lost me at Dig Dug. Dig Dug is it. I'm done. All right, keep telling me, though.
I'm going to go with, okay, let's talk Madden. Because everybody...
95 is my last year.
That's...
Dog, work with me.
I'm going to work with you. Before you get to all Madden, you had rookie and you had all pro. And there are certain levels, criteria.
I'm with you.
Rock with me, Stel. Lamar Jackson, first you have to prove that you are a good NFL quarterback. You proved that.
Okay.
Now you got to prove that you can galvanize a team towards regular season success. He's proved that. Now you have to prove that you can galvanize a team toward championship success. Baker Mayfield... Right now, he's proving that he is an NFL quarterback, a starting caliber quarterback.
Okay.
He's proving he can galvanize a team towards regular season success. But Baker Mayfield's curve and his expectations are different than Lamar Jackson's. So it's more imperative that Lamar gets the playoff berth because Lamar Jackson's already checked off boxes. We waiting for him to check off the big box. Baker Mayfield is currently checking off boxes. So Baker Mayfield, even if they don't get to the playoffs, they're still 10-6. Lamar Jackson doesn't get to the playoffs. They're what, 10-6? But they're a 10-6 and
that's what happened.
You didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So on my second lap, I'm gonna come with a little more heat. I just wanted to, like I brought out the appetizer. I brought out the spinach dip. I brought out the calamari.
So far,
I brought out the appetizer. You're gonna get the main course now.
I love you, Acho. You said this time you prepped for this show. It sounded like this one was a big prep show. And then I was let down immediately by your answer of saying Lamar. Like, you know it's Baker Mayfield. I understand your point, but you went too high. You skipped steps.
Okay.
Step one is just make it to the playoffs, and Lamar Jackson has done that. I would rather be Lamar Jackson, who says, hey, I struggle in the playoffs, than be Baker Mayfield, who you say has never made it to the playoffs. And right now, he's not even guaranteed an opportunity to be in the playoffs. Whew, imagine being 10-4 like Baker Mayfield was a couple weeks ago. And now you're in a position where you may be 10-6 at the crib. We haven't even discussed his 5th-year option. I don't know if they're going to pick it up. He right now is in balance in terms of, is he a franchise quarterback or is he a game manager, as you said, as a galvanizer? Who is Baker Mayfield?
Correct.
So look, to answer that, Baker Mayfield, check the first box. Lead your team to the postseason. Give them a chance in the dance. He has not done that yet in his career. And must I remind you, they came out the same year, dog. And must I remind you, one was pick number 1 and one was pick number 32, but one is already a unanimous MVP. Only 3 players in NFL history won an MVP before the age of 25. How's this company sound? Patrick Mahomes, Dan Marino, Lamar Jackson. That's what I'm talking about right now. We know that it's Baker Mayfield who needs this because Baker Mayfield has too much at stake. He doesn't have job security. He doesn't even have a proper standing in the organization or in the NFL. But you look at Lamar Jackson, as much as he struggled in the postseason, he has a resume that is already on pace to be an all-time great. So Baker Mayfield, you already beat him in the draft, number one, but you can't lose everywhere else when it comes to performance. That's Baker's issue.
I like where you're going. This is going to be multifaceted.
You know what I'm talking about.
You told me yesterday, and this isn't a perfect parallel, but you told me yesterday you have different expectations for your 5-year-old than your 1-year-old.
I do.
Now, you said that based upon age, which is why I said not a perfect parallel.
Okay.
Baker and Lamar came into the league the same time. All I'm drawing the comparison to is when you're talking about 2 people existing within the same field, your children, there can be expectation differences.
Yeah.
2 people, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, existing within the same field, the quarterback position, 2 different expectations. Here's where I'm going to go with this. Either way for the franchise, Baker Mayfield can accomplish something that the Browns haven't accomplished in 13 years.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, even if they lose and don't make the playoffs, 10-win season. Haven't had a 10-win season since 2007.
What confetti comes? Any? What comes from 10-win seasons?
All I'm talking about is expectations.
What's that, Matt Castle style?
Because no confetti drops unless you win the Super Bowl or win the championship. So if we want to go there, we can go there.
We can go there separate. We can go there.
Here's what I'll say. Let me get back to the point.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield can accomplish something Browns fans haven't experienced since 2007. Lamar Jackson has to win a Super Bowl to accomplish something that Ravens fans experienced in 2012. So my point is, Sal, Lamar Jackson still entered into a situation where he can only bring the Ravens a jubilee they haven't experienced if he wins a Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield can still bring the Browns a jubilee that they haven't experienced since 2007. So either way, it's Lamar Jackson desperately needs this more. Because the Ravens, their appetite's already been wet. I'm going to give it to you like this. Experience is expertise.
Okay.
The worst thing that has happened to Doug Peterson in Philadelphia, the worst thing that has happened to Carson Wentz in Philadelphia is that they won the Super Bowl. Because how?
Yes. You ever watch Scooby-Doo?
Rock with me.
No, I'm not rocking with you.
Okay, then I'll get you to where I'm going.
Let's go.
6-10, Chip Kelly's last year. I was there. 6-10, Doug Peterson's first year. Then you win the Super Bowl. Hasn't been done in Philadelphia Eagles history. So now all of a sudden, these last 2 years where you made the playoff is not good enough. We want another Super Bowl. It's not enough. Because the expectation and the bar was higher. If the Eagles go 4 wins after a 6-win season, be like, oh, yeah, we're just still sorry. Here's my point. The Ravens are used to excellence. You won a Super Bowl 8 years ago. The Browns ain't even won 10 games since 2007, Sal. So you win 10 games this year, it's like, oh, well, that was nice. The Ravens, you win 10, it's like, 10 wins? What's 10 wins? I'm used to 10 wins.
Expectations can derail from achievement, and expectations can exaggerate over achievement.
Yes,
you win once, they say, well, you come back, and you're like, wait a minute, you were just the same person asking to win once, and now you're sitting there like, bringing me more, and that could be greed. But I'm not going to go into the expectation cloud and get lost. I'm going to stay on the achievement road. And right now, Lamar Jackson, imagine this, Acho, we both come out in the same draft, and you come out as number 1, and I come out barely in the first round, number 32. And I start shining on your butt.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel when we go to the same club in the offseason? Which table do I get? The one I want. Which table do you get? The one I don't want. That's what this is. Baker Mayfield is looking at Lamar Jackson like, yeah, he's been to the playoffs twice. Okay, he's won a unanimous MVP. He's won a 14-win season. We may try and get in here with an 11-5 record. Speaking of his record right now, did you know that since expansion in 1990, that no team has missed the playoffs after starting 10-4? Baker Mayfield, Cleveland Browns. This is the most Cleveland Brown thing you could do, Baker. Not make the playoffs. Look, I'm a Clippers fan. I know how it goes. The universe can come at you really tough because of this jinx, this hoax, whatever is out there. Cleveland has been through it. Don't let Baker Mayfield now be the newest edition of that poster child of futility.
But Sal, and I'm a rock with your point, and then I'm gonna pivot it.
Be real.
You just said what